Great band.
Great band, as our guests always say. Great band. Steve Martin is here tonight. Steve has a bizarre sense of humor.
Yes.
Top 9 Tonight Show guests who left Johnny Carson speechless. Johnny Carson was the unflappable king of late night. Needle-threading monologues, immaculate timing, always in command. But every now and then, a guest walked on stage and knocked the crown a little loose. Tonight, we're counting the 9 appearances that made Johnny visibly lose composure, surprised, awestruck, or overcome, and reminded America there was a real person behind that perfect poker face. These moments reveal more than great TV. They show what cracked Johnny's cool, audacious surprise, fearless originality, and unguarded emotion. They expose his taste for true craft, his timing under fire, and the humanity he usually kept tucked behind a desk. In a medium built on polish, these are the times the Polish gave way to something better: truth. Number 9. Arnold Schwarzenegger answers in pure German setup. Mid-1980s, Arnold arrives as a bona fide movie star. The format is supposed to be routine, polite banter, promo beats, out to commercial. The moment Johnny tosses a softball first question, Arnold answers with a long, earnest monologue entirely in German. Johnny's face cycles from confusion to delight. The control room can't help him. Instead of shutting it down, Johnny leans in, nodding sagely, tossing back faux German syllables, playing the bit as if they're sharing a secret language on national TV. Why it left Johnny speechless. It stripped the host of his superpower, verbal control. For a beat, he has no words that work. His fix is even better: surrender, then improvise. What it reveals: Carson prized playfulness over pride. Rather than assert authority, he joined the prank. That choice turned a potential derailment into a classic. Number 8. Sammy Davis Jr.'s impression blitz setup. A casual chat about other entertainers morphs into a live masterclass. The moment. In under a minute, Sammy slides from Sinatra to Jerry Lewis to Jimmy Stewart. Voice, posture, face. Snap, snap, snap. It's not mere imitation. It's essence. The camera catches Johnny folding into helpless laughter, hand to stomach, eyes wet, unable to get a word in. Why it left Johnny speechless. It short-circuited his host reflex. Every line Sammy delivered was a closer. Johnny didn't top it. He let it stand. What it reveals: Carson revered virtuosity. When true mastery showed up, he yielded the floor. No topper, no tag, just appreciation. Number 7. Steve Martin's absurd magic, aka the impossible from nowhere routine. Setup. Steve announces a magic act. Johnny gives him room, expecting wry sleight of hand. The moment. What follows is gleefully deranged anti-magic. Objects appear from the least magical place imaginable, escalating from odd to impossible with deadpan conviction. Each beat tightens the absurdity until Johnny breaks, doubled over, genuinely surprised, laughing like an audience member who doesn't know the trick. Why it left Johnny speechless. Steve's invention blinded Carson's timing radar. The joke kept outflanking his expectations. What it reveals: Johnny adored being surprised by design. When a guest's craft was so original he couldn't see around the next corner, he let the laughter own him. Number 6. Don Rickles roasts Frank Sinatra. Next to Johnny's setup, Sinatra is a different kind of live TV risk. Most comics tiptoe. Rickles floors it. The moment. With Sinatra right there, Rickles pelts him with irreverence, even grabbing Frank's knee and pleading for a ride home. The room crackles with real risk. The camera finds Johnny, smiling, yes, but tight. It's the rare look of a host calculating fallout in real time. Why it left Johnny speechless. For a heartbeat, the next move wasn't his to make. If Sinatra bristled, the energy could turn. Johnny's laugh says, "This is brilliant." His eyes say, "We're on a wire." What it reveals: Carson valued courage, comics who dared the room, but he also understood power dynamics. His restraint here is a tell. He knew the line and watched Rickles walk it. Number 5. Joan Embry's Python makes a break for it. Setup: animal segments were notorious chaos. Johnny always played game, from a respectful distance. The moment, a massive Burmese python starts sliding off the desk toward Johnny. Instinct takes over. He springs from his chair, backing away with ungroomed human honesty. The audience roars. When handlers wrangle the snake, Johnny straightens his tie, reseats himself, and nails the perfect post-scare button. Why it left Johnny speechless. Fear is the ultimate improviser. For a few seconds, there's no host voice, just pure fight or flight. What it reveals: Carson's secret weapon wasn't cool, it was recovery. He let the truth happen, then re-entered with timing so clean it felt scripted. It wasn't. Rehook number 4 wasn't in the script, and Johnny knew it instantly. Number 4. Robin Williams detonates the format setup. Robin arrives to promote a film. Sure, the moment. He's off the rails in seconds. Impressions, leaps, propifying the desk, arcing from bit to bit before anyone can name the first one. The control room contemplates a commercial rescue. Johnny waves them off. He leans back, tears of laughter building, surrendering the steering wheel with visible relief. Wyatt left Johnny speechless. There was no space to ask a question, no air between punchlines. Johnny's role shifts from interviewer to witness. What it reveals: Carson recognized genius in motion and got out of its way. He trusted his audience to love spontaneity as much as he did. That trust is its own kind of composure. Number 3. Jimmy Stewart's poem for his dog, Bo setup. Stewart mentions a poem for his recently departed dog. Johnny likely expects something sweet and light. The moment. It begins simply, then quietly deepens. Love, loyalty, the ache of absence. Stewart's halting cadence cracks the studio's usual sheen. The camera catches Johnny, a man who keeps emotion off camera, eyes welling, words temporarily gone. Wyatt left Johnny speechless. It wasn't performance emotion, it was real grief, received without a joke to break the silence. What it reveals: under the immaculate timing lived a gentleman who honored feeling when it arrived. He didn't cut away. He let America sit in it with him. Number 2. Ed Ames' Tomahawk Bullseye. Setup: a friendly demo, a wooden silhouette. Ed Ames explains technique. Johnny listens, amused. The moment. The throw lands with impossible accuracy, in the silhouette's most delicate region. The room explodes. Johnny collapses into one of the longest laughing fits in TV history, doubled over, tears streaming, wordless between gasps. When he finally surfaces, he tags it with a wickedly timed aside that detonates the audience again. Wyatt left Johnny speechless. Perfect visual timing destroyed his defenses. He wasn't hosting anymore. He was another person in the room who'd just seen the funniest wrong thing at the funniest possible angle. What it reveals: Carson's genius wasn't immunity to laughter, it was submission to it. He let the audience watch him be human, and that authenticity became the clip's legend. Number 1. Bette Midler's farewell that made the king cry, the penultimate show. Nostalgia is in the air, but the format is still a show. Bette has been playful and sharp all night. The moment, she turns to Johnny and sings. Intimate, unadorned, the perfect standard for last calls and goodbyes. The studio falls into reverent quiet. The camera finds Johnny, eyes wet, composure slipping, the distance of 30 years shrinking to a hand's breadth. He doesn't undercut it. He doesn't outthink it. When it's over, he offers a simple, sincere acknowledgement. One final act of taste. Wyatt left Johnny speechless. It wasn't TV anymore. It was a farewell between artists who understood what the moment meant. And Johnny let himself feel it where everyone could see. What it reveals: Carson's finest timing decision. knowing when to say less. His humanity, usually hidden behind the suit and the desk, stepped forward, made a small bow, and left the stage with him. The takeaway: taste. Johnny lit up for originality and craft. Sammy's precision, Steve's invention, Robin's hurricane. Timing. He could recover from true chaos in a single beat. Snake on the loose, a prank in German, a visual gag that nukes your cool. Humanity. When a guest reached for something deeper, Stewart's grief, Midler's love, he didn't hide behind a joke. He stood there with us and felt it. Episode button Johnny was unflappable, until the right 9 guests reminded him that live TV, at its best, is a place where a great host stops performing and simply reacts. That's when the king became one of us, and why those moments still feel alive. And if you think you've seen it all, remember, the next classic was never in the script.